Scott County Board of Education meeting to order, and we will do the pledge. Is there a flag available?
Oh, yeah. A second.
Sorry about that. Let me get that phone off.
I had it available. Okay. You should be seeing it.
We have a flag.
There it is. Okay. Attention, salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic
for which it stands, one nation, under God,
indivisible, with liberty
and justice for all. Okay, Mr. Howell, did we have any presentations?
We do, Ms. Chairman. At this time, as always, I want to announce the December Volunteers of the Month. And as always, want to be so thankful for our volunteers who donate their time and efforts for the betterment of our schools, our students, and our teachers. First, we have from Fairview Elementary School, Mr. Jacob Hewitt. From Huntsville Elementary, Lona Beam. From Huntsville Middle, James West. And from Winfield Elementary, Christy Phillips. Also at this time, Ms. Chairman, I do have the Scott High School, Scott County Chamber of Commerce December Student of the Month. And the Scott High School December Student of the Month is Miss Kaylee Cheyenne Burke, 18-year-old daughter of Kevin and Lucinda Burke of the Oneida community, was selected by the Scott High School staff as a December Stan Student of the Month. Kaylee is a member of the National Beta Club, Talent Search, and an active member of Pine Creek Baptist Church. Kaylee is a 4-year member of the Highlander Marching Band, where she has earned several awards. She was in the TSSBDA Honor Band her sophomore year, the Tennessee Tech All-Star Instrumental Symposium Band her sophomore year, and junior year, and she earned the 7th alternate position at the ETSBOA All-State East Band her junior year. Kaylee has completed several dual credit classes and has earned a GPA of 3.8421. Kaylee has met all the requirements for an honors diploma in the Tennessee Scholars Program. Kaylee will be attending the University of the Cumberlands in the fall of 2021 and will major in music. Her dream is to be a music teacher at the middle school level. And Ms. Chairman, that's all the presentations I have for the month of December.
Okay, thank you. How about the principals? Ms. Tanya, are you with us?
Yeah.
Did you have anything you wanted to add?
She does not.
Okay. How about Mr. Cash from Fairview?
No, I don't have anything to add.
Okay. And how about Miss Hamilton from Huntsville Elementary?
Yes, I wanted to apologize to everybody for being the one that kind of let everybody have a taste of COVID at my school. So sorry. That was totally not planned, but hey, it happens, and everybody's doing okay so far on this end, ready to go back to work. And Miss Kim, praying for you, honey. I didn't know until the other night what was going on, so just keeping you in my mind and prayers.
Thank you.
And how about Miss Goodman with Huntsville Middle?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
No, I don't have anything to add. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Miss Amy Jeffers from Robbins.
Miss Esther, I don't have anything. Thank you, though.
Okay, thank you. Miss Rector from Scott High.
Hi there. Just one update for everybody. Did want to let you all know, just give you an update. As I told you all at a work session, we did have and do still have several of our faculty and staff that are out on quarantine or isolation. Right now, we seem to be kind of keeping a steady number of that. I think we got 3 people back this week and lost 2 more. So it seems like for every couple we get back, we lose a couple more. Have had a couple of people that have been quarantined on contacts or household contacts that have now turned positive. So just continue to keep all of those people in our prayers as we go through. It is nerve-wracking and sometimes a little bit scary to go through that, but we still do have significant number of faculty and staff that are out. So I appreciate our ability to shift to digital for these last couple of weeks. It really would have been impossible for us to staff and supervise students any other way. So I appreciate that. But then one other announcement, we did have one of our girls basketball players test positive. She was with the team within that 48-hour window. So our girls basketball team has been quarantined and has started that 10-day process, which is it's actually been going on this whole week and will be up, I believe, next Wednesday. Knox County is going out, which has affected some of those athletic events. I believe the boys are going to be able to play Friday at Fulton. That Knox County shutdown doesn't start until Monday. So we were on the phone with them again today. They still want to go ahead and play. And so we're going to try to get that game in if at all possible. It is a district game. But again, those things, guys, change literally minute by minute. So we'll try to get that information out and update everybody and update the public. They are limiting tickets. And again, we were just getting all of that information today. So we're going to try to get that out as quickly as we can this evening and tomorrow. But just encourage people, if they have questions about those things, just to call the school and we will give them the most up-to-date information that we have. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Stanley with Winfield.
Hello, everybody. Want to say that I, along with a couple of the other principals and some of the central office staff, participated in the virtual TASI Special Ed Legal Conference Monday through Wednesday of this week. As always, it was an extremely informative conference. There are some things that were brought up that I think we are going to have to talk with Mr. Hall about and maybe have some meetings on. But that was a great meeting. I also want to send condolences to the families of Mike Lay and Coach Keith Henry. And then today we got the very shocking news that Houston Bird had passed away, and our whole staff is just in shock over his passing. He did his student teaching at Winfield, and he was also an awesome assistant coach, football coach for us. His enthusiasm and energy was just almost something that you could feel. It was just extremely contagious. So, like I say, right now we're all sort of in shock over that. But we do want to extend our sympathies to his family, and they are for sure in our prayers. And that's all I have.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Howell.
Thank you. Guys, first of all, I want to thank you guys as board members for giving me the flexibility in order to make adjustments to our schedule as needed. And as we go through, when we go to a situation where we have to go virtual, number one, we do it out of what's best for our system. Of course, number one, always what's best is face-to-face learning and doing that with our children. But we also know that when we get to the point to where it's really hard to manage the building with the number of staff and also the growing number of kids that was affecting, that we felt like it was a the most opportune time to go to the virtual learning throughout until the Christmas break. I know there's other systems around us that I believe, I know Campbell County is also out. I think Oneida is going out next week, and Knox County is going out on Monday. I've not heard of anyone else past that from there. But again, prayers, not just for our system, but everywhere, as we try to wait through this. And number one, do us always best for our children, but also make sure that we can provide them with the best learning that we can possible. I'll commend our staff for being as flexible as they are and being able to switch gears as quickly as they've been able to this year. From a 2020 perspective, the good thing is there's only 21 days left. So let's hope and pray that as we enter the 2021 calendar year, that we'll start to see some positivity in our school systems. Just a note concerning BEP funding. I know we met 2 days with legislatures, superintendents across the state, and we have asked our legislators to do no harm to the BEP. And what I mean by that is the number of students that we've lost in every system is down, and when it comes to the number of students, down significantly. So we've asked that the BEP hold it 1 year, that they keep the funding steady where it is at this time. I can't say anything as far as a raise. On top of that, I don't know what's going to take place yet inside the legislature or through the governor's office. But I do know that the message we were receiving from legislators the past 2 days has been good. Now, let me also go say that the superintendents, I felt like today, did a phenomenal job of presenting and also upholding our staff, our administrators, and our teachers, and everything that's going on in our schools. So it's very good to finally hear some positive coming back from them also. As far as the test and those things right now, we don't know. Again, legislatures won't be in session until January. We've asked for a do no harm policy for us that we'll vote on tonight. But as far as the accountability right now, we don't know. Again, that will go to legislatures. Kind of got some mixed feeling from legislation with that. So I definitely don't think I'd want to speak or give my opinion with that just yet. But anyway, it was good to get the voices heard. I can't say the last couple of days. So that's been a positive with that. As we go into Christmas, and on our community's been hit hard in the past few days. First of all, of course, losing our longtime mentor and former teacher and coach, Coach Michael A. And then also this past weekend on the same day, we lose a member of our community that I had the pleasure to work with at Oneida High School, stayed a very good friend with Mr. Coach Keith Henry. Both those guys were true ambassadors for education and for students. And our condolences and prayers for the families. And as also as Miss Stanley mentioned earlier today with Houston Bird. As Houston did student teaching with us last year. A lot of y'all will know Houston's grandmother, who taught for the Scott County schools, was one of my teachers for a number of years. And Houston was currently employed at the Oneida Middle School. So please keep the Bird family in your prayers, and also the faculty and students of the Oneida school system, because when something like that hits your system, guys, it's hard. We've been down that road, and we need to uphold our neighbors and be there when they need us. Also, would like to everyone to remember Arvel Silcox. Arvel was and his family. Arvel, like I said, was the dad of Mike Silcox, our Scott County maintenance supervisor, and also the grandfather of Tommy Silcox, a Scott County school board member, and Tommy's wife Joy, who worked at the central office. Guys, going into the holidays, like I said, I know we've been hit hard. Let's just pray that we won't hit. This will be the end as far as with that. I want everyone to have an enjoyable break. Everyone, please have a great Christmas. And like I said, let's all celebrate the joy of what Christmas is. And Miss Esther, that's all I have unless y'all have any questions for me.
Okay, thank you. That brings us to item 6, adoption of the agenda. In accordance with Board Policy Number 1.403, the Scott County Board of Education should adopt an agenda of all items to be acted upon during the regular monthly meeting of December the 10th of 2020. May I have a motion to approve the December the 10th, 2020 agenda?
Motion.
Second.
Any discussion? Waiting on the roll call.
Who gave the second?
Linda.
Linda, okay. Mr. Stanley,
Aye.
Ms. Sharp,
Aye.
Ms. Terry,
Aye.
Ms. Kidd,
Aye.
Ms. Abbott,
Aye.
Mr. Sexton.
Aye.
Okay, item 7, consent agenda items. In accordance with Scott County Board of Education Policy Number 4.403, the Board of Education may include routine and non-controversial items on a consent agenda, which may be adopted by a single vote without discussion. Any item on the consent agenda may be removed and placed on the regular agenda for further consideration at the request of any board member. May I have a motion to approve the items listed on the consent agenda as follows? A, approval of the previous minutes of November 2020. B, approval of the bills and financial report for October of 2020.
Make a motion.
Who made the motion?
I made a motion.
Okay.
Carlene.
And who seconded?
Derek. Derek did, I believe.
Okay. Any discussion? Waiting on the roll call.
Ms. Terry,
Aye.
Mr. Sexton.
Aye.
Ms. Sharp,
Aye.
Ms. Kidd,
Aye.
Ms. Abbott,
Aye.
Mr. Stanley.
Aye.
Item 8A, Calendar Committee. In accordance with Board of Policy Number 1.800, the Scott County Board of Education shall, no later than the end of the school year, upon the recommendation of the Director of Schools, adopt an official school calendar for the succeeding school year. One teacher from each school will be appointed to serve as the calendar committee members. May I have a motion to approve the following school calendar committee? Chairman, Linda Keaton. Birchfield Elementary School, Sherry Miller. Fairview Elementary School, Lunisha Hewitt. Huntsville Elementary, Sherry Trammell. Huntsville Middle, Elizabeth Beth Duncan. Robbins Elementary, April Pendergrass. Scott High School, Eric Henry and Kim Hammock. Winfield Elementary, Darby Laxton. The principal, Amy Jeffers. Consultant teacher, Robin Newman. Board member, Linda Sharp. Data specialist, Leetta Boyd. Waiting for a motion.
Motion.
Have a second?
Second. Carlene.
Thank you. Any discussion? Waiting on the roll call.
Mr. Stanley,
Aye.
Ms. Terry,
Aye.
Ms. Sharp,
Aye.
Ms. Kidd,
Aye.
Ms. Abbott,
Aye.
Mr. Sexton.
Item 8B, renew service contract. The food service director recommends that the Scott County Board of Education renew a service agreement with Hobart Equipment Company to maintain the dishwashers in all the schools. May I have a motion to renew the service agreement with Hobart Equipment Company to maintain the dishwashers in the Scott County schools?
I'll make that motion. I'll second then.
Okay, any discussion? Waiting on the roll call.
Ms. Kidd,
Aye.
Ms. Sharp,
Aye.
Ms. Terry,
Aye.
Ms. Abbott,
Aye.
Mr. Stanley,
Aye.
Mr. Sexton.
That brings us to item 8C, Schools Activity Fund Audit. Mr. Dennis Jeffers, CPA, PC, was employed by the Scott County Board of Education to conduct an audit for all the schools' activity funds. May I have a motion to accept the 2020-2021 Schools Activity Fund Audit as prepared by Dennis Jeffers, CPA, PC?
I'll make that motion.
I'll
Second.
second.
Any discussion? Waiting on the roll call.
Ms. Sharp,
Aye.
Ms. Kidd,
Aye.
Ms. Abbott,
Aye.
Mr. Stanley, Mr. Sexton,
Aye.
Mr. Terry, Ms.
Aye.
Terry.
Okay, item 8D, end of course, hold harmless grading. Scott High School, end of course, hold harmless grading. In a normal EOC cycle, each student is required to take the test score as 15% of their final grade in that course. However, this is anything but a normal year. As you can see in the press release below, already both the governor and the commissioner of education intend on supporting legislative measures to hold schools and educators harmless. In the past, when this legislation has happened, it has also included grading modifications for students. The problem becomes that many high schools, Scott High School included, are on block scheduling, meaning we give some EOCs in December. These scores are usually returned in early January before the General Assembly meets and takes up new legislation for the year. Consequently, students who take tests in December are forced to take the test scores as 15% of their grade, while students who test in May are not. This creates inconsistency between semesters and sometimes harm to the student's grade. May I have a motion to approve the proposal for 2020-2021 school year is that all students will be given the same hold harmless option as intended for schools and teachers. If the EOC grade helps the student, then it will be calculated as the regular rate of 15%. If it does not, then it will not be used to lower the student's overall course average to begin with the fall December EOC testing.
Motion.
Second.
Any discussion? Waiting on the roll call.
Mr. Stanley,
Aye.
Mr. Sexton,
Aye.
Ms. Terry,
Aye.
Ms. Sharp,
Aye.
Ms. Kidd,
Aye.
Ms. Abbott.
Aye. Item 8E, approve budget amendments. In pursuant to Board Policy Number 2.201, the Scott County Board of Education needs to approve budget amendments required to balance the budget for the fiscal year 2020-2021. This action will allow funds to be applied to areas of the budget that lack sufficient funds to complete the school year. May I have a motion to approve the CTE budget amendment number 2?
Motion.
Second.
Any discussion? Waiting on the roll call.
Ms. Terry,
Aye.
Ms. Sharp,
Aye.
Ms. Kidd,
Aye.
Ms. Abbott,
Aye.
Mr. Stanley,
Aye.
Mr. Sexton.
Aye.
Okay, before we go to the next item, Ms. Terry, did you have anything you want to add?
No, I just praying for our community and everything that's going on right now. I know it's hard on everyone, not only everyone with our schools, but just our community as a whole, and just praying that everybody stays safe and gets better.
Thank you. What about Miss Linda?
Yes, I do. I want to explain a statement that I made during last month's meeting. I was having a technical problem, and I said to my son, I can't get this to unmute. So I can't vote. The only part that was heard was I can't vote. And it was at a time when the motion had been made to name the technology center after Mr. Lay.
Oh,
And the vote, of course, was unanimous. And I considered Mike a friend, and I certainly enjoyed his unique personality. And I extend my sincere sympathy to his family. I really did consider Mike an outstanding educator. And I
Miss
want to
Linda?
apologize for any misunderstanding about that statement, I can't vote, because I did
Miss
want to vote.
Linda,
Yes.
I spoke to Mike a couple of nights before he passed and explained that to him, and he completely understood. There was no ill will there. He understood.
Thank you, Greg. I certainly do appreciate that. Thank you.
Hmm.
okay. Miss Kim, did you have anything?
I hope everybody has a Merry Christmas. I hope everyone stays well, their families. If they're sick, I pray that God will heal them and touch them, our whole United States, the whole world. I just would love for things to get back to normal again.
Amen.
Absolutely. Okay, Lou, how about you?
Nothing.
And Derek?
I'm just praying for everyone that they stay well and that they have a good Christmas.
Mr. John Beatty, do you have anything?
I want to thank the administration, the teachers, the staff for the extraordinary efforts that are being made to keep this school system going. It is something that none of us could have anticipated, but I do recognize those efforts, and I wish everyone a Merry Christmas. And Miss Kim, you're being lifted up in prayers by us and several, and we'll be thinking of you and praying for you
Thank
during
you.
the holidays and beyond.
I feel those prayers. I sure do.
Okay, thank you, John. Well, I want to add the same thing, Kim. We are all praying for you. And I got a Christmas card this week from my pen pal in England, and her whole family has had the virus, but they're over it, thank goodness. And my granddaughter Alicia, she's got the virus, but she goes out of quarantine tomorrow, so apparently she's not been too sick because she did her Christmas decorations while she was sick. So I told her she's supposed to be sick. Okay, well, that brings us to item 8F. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
I make that motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, waiting on the roll call.
Miss Kidd,
Aye.
Miss Sharp,
Aye.
Miss Terry,
Aye.
Miss Abbott,
Aye.
Mr. Stanley,
Aye.
Mr. Sexton.
Aye.
Okay, that's it.